Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So come on in, grab a glass of wine, or whatever you'd like to have, and join me. So I'll be on for a moment or two. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the honey bears and the grizzlies. Please also hit the like, share this video, and contact me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. So let me get started. So I just heard and read that there was another small plane crash today. This time in Scottsdale, Arizona. I am going to get, I believe, with Scottsdale. Okay, I'll bring up the story, at least tell you about it, and then we'll get into a little bit more night talk. So let's see. It's been reported since at least 9 hours ago. It's been reported on NBC News, CNN, Fox, and other news outlets. So let me pick one. 2 people perished after a mid-air collision of 2 small single-engine planes at Arizona airport. And the 2 people, again, died. This was a mid-air collision. It was a Landcare 360 MK2 and a Cessna 172S collided at Marana Regional Airport just before 8:30 a.m. local time. The FAA, or Federal Aviation Administration, said the airport is an uncontrolled field, meaning it does not have an operating air traffic control tower. It is about 21 miles northwest of Tucson. The police reported it. The Marana police said on Facebook that it was on the scene, and the National Transportation Safety Board will lead the investigation. Based on preliminary information, the aircraft collided while upwind of runway 12, the NTSB said in a statement. The Cessna landed uneventfully while Landcare impacted terrain near runway 3, and a post-impact fire ensued. Both aircraft had 2 passengers each. Further details were not immediately released. What to make of? To make of it all, really? Yes. And good evening, Gia says, is this the 5th plane that's gone down in the last month, at least? No, it's definitely more than 3. Let me just make this a little bit larger. Planes in such a short period of time. We were just talking about this night before last. As a matter of fact, let me see. I know I've continued to give, updates, breakdown, a timeline. USA Today has an article and it outlines how many have plane crashes have there been in 2025, how many people have died. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, they're just becoming more and more and so close. I mean, there was just this Delta Airlines regional jet carrying 80 people flying out of Minneapolis just the other day, crashed after flipping at Toronto International Airport, the one in Pearson. A total of 18 people were injured, but there were no fatalities. So, it is, according to, the numbers, the flight hours, it's very safe form of travel. But as of February 17th, 2025, this year, there have been 87 aviation accidents reported in the US, 4 major aviation disasters that have occurred in 2025, claiming the lives of at least 85 people. But despite these incidents, again, flying on US commercial airlines remains statistically the safest mode of transportation. I know something is off. Something just doesn't seem right about all of this. How do you explain it? An anomaly? I don't know. But it certainly has the FAA and investigators, busy. They're not even finished. They have barely begun, their investigation. In a month's time, it takes, especially for the flight that crashed over the Potomac in Washington. They've learned a lot about that, but there's still much more to uncover. Yeah. Let me read a few of your cancellations. Then I want to get back into the story, The Secret Treasure. And last night, I just, uh, well, I decided that I didn't want to, talk about the bedtime story. Yeah, it just wasn't. I wasn't feeling not the story, but just the mood that I was in, the seriousness of it all. Okay. Let's see who has joined me. Sound is good. Sean still smoking. Okay, Sean. Says I think it's the third. And welcome, Facebook friends. Mhm. A lot of cancellations in flights at Atlanta Airport. Yes, this may have something very well to do with it. A lot of workers uh, let go. Hmm. Okay. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Also, for now, Trump can't end birthright citizenship. This, according to an appeals court, made a ruling. The court's decision will likely propel the case over the 150-year-old practice to the Supreme Court. Also, uh, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth orders military to prepare for drastic budget cuts. A lot of cutting going on. And Doge uh, had a win. Judge ruled, and I read this yesterday, that Elon Musk and Doge, they can move forward and continue, with their investigations. And yeah, and I guess finding fraud, waste, and abuse in governmental agencies. Okay. Do you agree with any of that? You'd be afraid to travel during these days. It would certainly make you, pause and think, wow. I mean, there are literally thousands of planes in the air in one day, different trips. But it does make you, it does make one, pause. All right, so now let's change this background. Let's something different. Change this. Yeah, it's not normal. Doesn't seem. All right, let's get back into this bedtime story. It's really heating up. It is. If you've been following me, let's just make sure. Turn the music down. How's that? Story time. Yes, baby, it's YouTube. Because last night I didn't read. We may, at least get in 5, 6 parts, I guess. Get us water. Let's begin, shall we? Beginning with part 42, Arrival at the Island. Elise gripped the worn leather-bound journal as the boat rocked beneath her. The salty wind whipped her dark curls around her face as the island loomed ahead, covered in thick mist. This was it, the place her grandmother had spoken of in hushed tones, the place where the truth was buried. As she stepped onto the creaking wooden dock, an eerie silence surrounded her. No birds, no rustling leaves, only the rhythmic crash of waves. A narrow path led into the dense jungle, marked by an old wooden sign. Trespassers will be punished. Elise swallowed hard but pressed on. The journal's clues led her forward, deeper into the unknown. Part 43. The Guardian of the Island. Elise hadn't been walking long when she felt it, the sensation of being watched. She turned sharply, but the jungle was empty, or so it seemed. Then a voice, a deep, gravelly whisper. You shouldn't be here. A man stepped from the shadows, his skin weathered like driftwood. His piercing green eyes locked onto hers. He wore a necklace of carved bones, each one carefully strung together. Elise, she said, standing her ground. I'm looking for the secret. The man frowned. Many have come looking. None have left with answers. Elise clutched the journal tighter. Then it's time someone did. The man sighed, motioning for her to follow. If you want the truth, you must prove you deserve it. Part 44. The Trial of Memory. Elise followed the mysterious man, whom she now knew as Caleb, through the jungle until they reached a clearing. At its center stood a massive stone slab covered in ancient carvings. Caleb gestured toward it. This is the trial of memory, he said. To move forward, you must face what was lost. Before Elise could ask what he meant, the ground beneath her shifted. The jungle blurred, twisting and folding like a dream. Suddenly, she wasn't standing in the clearing anymore. She was in her grandmother's old house. The scent of lavender and old books filling the air. She saw herself as a child sitting on the rug as her grandmother, Eleanor, whispered a story about the island. But the memory was wrong. Elise had never heard this version before. The secret can only be found by one of our blood, Eleanor's voice echoed. But to take it, one must pay the price. Then suddenly, Eleanor turned her gaze directly toward Elise as if she could see her. Are you willing, child? Elise's breath caught. This wasn't just a memory. It was something more, and she had no idea what would happen if she answered. Part 45. The truth buried in shadows. Elise blinked and the vision dissolved. She was back in the clearing, Caleb watching her carefully. "What did you see?" he asked. "My grandmother," Elise whispered. "She knew about this place." Caleb nodded. "Then you understand. This secret isn't just about treasure or knowledge. It's about blood. And now that you're here, you can't turn back." Elise felt a chill run down her spine. The journal in her hand suddenly felt heavier, as if the very pages knew what lay ahead. "What price did she mean?" Elise asked. Caleb's expression darkened. "You'll find out soon enough." Part 46. Elise and the island's dark secret. Elise pushed through the tangled vines, her heart pounding with excitement and unease. The old maps she had found hinted at a secret buried deep within the island's heart, hidden beneath dense brush where few dared to go. The air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and wildflowers as she navigated through towering ferns and twisted roots. Then she saw it, a break in the overgrowth, revealing a clearing unlike anything she had imagined. The ground was uneven, covered in moss and strange symbols carved into flat stones. At the center stood a weathered stone marker, its edges softened by time. The writing was barely legible, but Elise traced her fingers over the grooves, whispering the words aloud. "Here lies the one who knew the secret, but never left this place alive." A chill ran down her spine. The legend had spoken of an ancient discovery, something so powerful that it was never meant to be uncovered. The villagers whispered that whoever found the burial place would be doomed to share its fate. Elise swallowed hard. She had come too far to turn back now. She stepped closer, noticing the faint glimmer of something beneath the soil. Brushing away the dirt, she uncovered the edge of what seemed to be a metal chest, its surface rusted but still solid. Was this the secret that had cost someone their life? A sudden rustling in the trees made her freeze. She wasn't alone. Part 47. The Keeper's Warning. Elise's breath hitched as the rustling grew louder. The jungle shadows shifted, and out of the dense foliage stepped Caleb, his green eyes sharp with warning. "You should not have come here alone," he murmured. Elise straightened, her fingers still brushing the rusty metal chest. "I had to." Caleb stepped forward, his gaze locking onto the inscription of the stone marker. He exhaled slowly, as if confirming something he had feared. "Do you know whose grave this is? Elise shook her head. Caleb knelt beside her, tracing the faded carvings with his fingertips. This is the resting place of the last one who sought the secret. He was my ancestor. He uncovered what should have remained hidden, and the island claimed him. A shiver ran through Elise. What do you mean, claimed him? Caleb stood, his expression unreadable. The island does not give up its secrets freely. It requires something in return. Elise gripped tight on the journal. And what did it take from him? Caleb's gaze darkened. His soul. A gust of wind whipped through the clearing, sending a flurry of leaves spiraling around them. The chest at Elise's feet groaned as if straining against unseen forces. She hesitated. The secret was right in front of her, buried beneath layers of time and warning. But now, with Caleb's words lingering in the air, she wondered, was she willing to pay the price? Then the ground trembled beneath them. Something was waking. To be continued. The secret treasure. What has Elise stumbled upon? Will she join the one who pursued the secret? Already, so many twists and turns. Yes, always the cliffhanger. In a story, cliffhanger. Sometimes in life, the cliffhanger. What's buried beneath the layers? I wonder how much time has passed. Read between the lines. Take one day at a time. Now, are you getting your notification for the ones who have not been receiving? Has it improved? I know, mysteriously, and I'm going to call it mysteriously, every day, one lone subscriber unsubscribes. This pattern has gone on now for several weeks. It's something I dare say what exactly I think. So you've been getting your notification. All right. Something else always seems to happen. As soon as I end my broadcast, no matter what time I come on at night, I could come on at 9:30. I could come on at 10:15. I could even come on at 11 o'clock. Something always immediately follows when I log off. How do I know? I receive notifications too. Interesting. So, what else? Before I leave, it's 10:49. Playing games. Yeah. Serious. More snow. There was so much snow here in the last couple days. When the snow plows came through, they had to, push the snow away multiple times. Away from the driveways into the grass. Is piled high. If I were to step in the deepest snow pile and not even being pushed into a pile, it definitely comes up to my calves now, on my boots. It's beautiful though. It's pure. It's lovely. Snow. Yeah. This is so quiet, the fall of the snow. Unless the wind is behind it and it's Arctic cold. Yeah. Mhm. There's more I can say, but tonight I wanted to read a little from this secret. Yeah. Anything else? Should I check my email? Yeah. Let's do that. Music is beautiful. I'll be right there. Thank you all for joining me tonight for about 40 minutes of night talk and bedtime story. But now it's time to say goodnight. It's just about 11 o'clock here. You can email me again once more at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Join me sometime tomorrow when I come back. Keep your bear phones on and turn on all notifications. And shout out to the great job my moderators are doing. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. All of you who support this channel. Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. Rest well. Teddy, you too. And baby Juju. Yeah, I feel like I could definitely rest tonight. Need to get some. Yeah. Something just isn't right. Yeah. Figure it out. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.